Ah!
Oh my God, you're back.
Five, four, three, two, one. You're live with Neve.
All right, all right. How's everybody doing? It is Wild Friday here on the Live with Neve show. It is a rainy, somewhat overcast, a little bit of blue sky here in New Jersey, but that's cool because we've had days and days of rain and just wind, and oh my God, it's just crazy shit. On top of it, I had a guy run into the side of my car this morning right after the show. That was kind of an exciting way for my Friday to begin. But all I can say is the big talk around the world is the earthquake. In fact, I'm going to be live interviewing my co-host about the terror she felt when the building was shaking. It was like it was so terrible. I was so scared. My cats were scared. She was scared. The neighborhood was scared. Everybody was fucking scared. Ah, it was very strange. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and play the clip for you of Mandy and I's confusion at the dilemma. But here's some headlines for you. Building sway from Philly to Boston. Ground stop at airports. Trump's Bedminster golf course rocks 7 miles from the epicenter. I'm telling you, people, it's some of that political stuff. It's Trump's doing something up there with the Russians. Yeah, that's the ticket. 4.8 quake. 4.8 mag quake rocks tri-state area. Shakes New York City to the core. Ah, phooey. Let's see if there's anything else here. The only good story from the day. I'm bringing Mandy in here. Let me see where she's at. She's lurking here in the shadows. This thing is too small for my aging eyes. And here we go. Add to the stage. Hey, baby.
Hey, how
Greetings
you doing?
from the wonderful shore. I'm doing all right. How about
Well, we
you?
survived. We survived the big quake in the armpit of America.
Yes. Now we can
Congratulations.
find out if if we will survive. I don't know how. Have you got enough bread, milk, and toilet paper?
I think so. I think I'm good.
Okay. I probably have enough of all of the above, except for the bread. But I've got a freezer full of food. I'd eat meat for days if the power went off. But you know,
Yeah.
life is good here in spite of the craziness this morning. Doug Bowles. I have a friend of mine who, on his own Facebook page, he wrote his name. He spelled his own first name. It's Doug. And he made it like Doob. And I'm laughing because this guy works on our rocket programs. He's a very big brained engineer, and I'm just chuckling. This guy who is so detail oriented could possibly misspell his name. Almost makes me think somebody scam accounted him. You know, like how
Yeah,
people
yeah.
do that crap, like they'll spoof your account. Thank God that hasn't happened to us because that really pissed me off for one thing. We're not clonable. I mean, we're
I hope not.
100% original, man. There is no way they can clone us with an AI version of me or you. First off, it couldn't be possibly as crude and vulgar as I can be on any given occasion. Oh, what is this? We don't want that. We want to see the live with me show. Where the fuck did it go? Okay.
You're gonna have us. You're gonna show us like our reaction to the. It cracked me up. I showed my family right afterwards. I sent them like the YouTube link, and I was like, check out. I told them which mark to check it out, and they were just laughing their ass up there, like because I'm just like, why is the house shaking? just
And that, when you said that, it was like the light in my eye. I'm like, why is my house shaking? Is this my beautiful wife? Is this my right guitar? And the day goes by and the water's underground. You know, it was like,
yeah.
I'm fucking swimming around here. What the hell is going on? And it was very unnerving because in the back of my head, on the third track, I was thinking I'm on the third floor of this fucking house. It's very old, and I just hope this doesn't keep rattling because it kept going on for a while.
Yeah.
And it was just, I
You
could
think
feel
of all
the
the
house,
ocean salt like coming in and like rotting at
the
the
right at
rebarb
the
in the
foundations, and God knows what, right?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. So, okay, Pete, I'm going to play this for you guys, and the video is just me and Mandy, so we can just sit here and look at you sternly.
We're gonna watch
That's,
a video of ourselves on video.
I know, it's like, why bother, right?
That cracks me up. That's just your apps.
Fucking A, hold on a minute. What's going on here? What kind of service are we getting in this professional
That's your
stuff? Where the hell is it? What are we doing? Facebook, don't let me down here. I'm going to go back to the beginning of it and just let it rip. Motherfucker. Hold on a minute, peeps. I'm very sorry. Here's Mandy's version. I just want to check the time. That's an hour of five. I hate it when Facebook jerks me around like this. Here, I'm just going to play yours. Come on. Motherfucker. I'm going to close out of that. I'm going to close out of that. I'm going to come back to Twisted Ginger and I'm going to try it again. Now we got it. We're just being ourselves, you know? Live earthquake, folks.
Yeah, but we can't see it.
No, but you can see you.
No, I can't see me either. I just see me and you.
Oh, you can't see it. Audio only. Why is the house shaking? What the hell? My house is shaking. We're having an earthquake.
Ah!
It's a fucking earthquake.
Dum 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 dum.
Dum, dum, dum,
Dum dum
dum,
dum dum.
dum, dum. That was really weird.
Now,
Now I was watching
after that
television.
life-changing quake, what happened to you? You said someone knocked into your car?
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, that goes on for a minute or so. Both of us incredulous that we've been like hit by an earthquake. And yeah, I'm sitting here, I hear, damn, fucking guy across the street. Great guy. It was his dad backing up, and he backs right into the side of the Jaguar.
No.
I mean, just like, oh, he's like, look,
Aw.
I don't want to do this with insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking in my head, uh, that door probably costs more than the car is worth, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like,
Yeah, because you can't
it's
find
a
parts for
fucking,
certain things.
yeah, it's a
It's specialty.
2012,
Yep.
2012? Yeah, it's like a 2012 Jaguar XK8. And it's a sweet piece of
Mm,
ass car, but boy, I feel bad because that one, it needs a bunch of work. And now I'm sitting here going, I've really been pondering trying to get something else. It's run its course. It's a great car. It's still,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
why I haven't ditched it. I've been thinking, well, it runs great. It
yeah,
just needs a paint job. Essentially, it needs a paint job and a couple of things. Needs a new catalytic converter. But other than that, I can get a used cat for $200. Just have to do it. And it's an older car, so
yeah.
the one I have that's just like it, that car, the black one, has 140 something thousand miles. The other one, just like it in green, beautiful sparkling blue green tan roof, has like 40,000 miles on it. It's also an old, car. In 4 years, it would be an antique. And I'll be like, one less fee to pay you guys here. What can I say? I'm looking forward to it. Plus, I like having an older car. Every car looks the same that's out there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true.
And and if you buy something you feel good in, you drive, and if you're ever trying to go out and do business or you're trying to sell yourself, it feels good driving up in a good fucking clean car. You walk up, it adds to your power when you're trying to sell. They don't if you froze up in some beat up old piece of shit, people look at you like, who's this schmarzer coming up here, you know? With this guy, he's out here in his dog car. He must be doing great. Go and walk in, they're like, oh, the band's making millions, aren't you? Yeah, my transmission just fell out in your driveway. I've
Yeah.
had a when I was younger, I had a band truck like that. It was just such a piece of shit. It was always
Yeah.
breaking down. I'd go out of my mind with that thing. I told this story many times. I was in the middle of Atlanta going up the hill, right next to the Fulton County Police Station with a big helicopter lift on the roof.
Yeah.
It's a steep hill, and it's in a predominantly black neighborhood. And it's some would refer to it as the hood in white people terms. So
Mhm.
I'm just sitting there on the way to an audition. I've driven all the way up from Georgia to go to this audition, and it's in a warehouse on the north side, back when the Olympics was getting torn up again. They were
Yeah.
tearing Atlanta apart. So I go to put the car in drive. It's a hot as hell day, no air conditioner in the van. It's like 100
Mm.
out. I'm sweating. I'm late for the appointment, because I drove like, fucking 8 hours to get there, and traffic was bad. So I put it in drive. I give it the gas, and the van just stops. Goes, "Rah!" And then it rolls downhill, and my trailer hitch hits the front of the car behind me, which was a big
No.
Cadillac, like a Coupe de Ville, a real big old person's car, like
Yeah.
a big, big old caddy from the 70s. Like this is something Shaft would drive in with his bitches and hoes. I mean, it was laid out, and there's two older black guys sitting there. And as soon as I hit it, I know what they thought. I get out of the car. I've got long hair like I do now, and they're both looking at me and they're thinking, fucking dirty hippie run into my goddamn car. I know what they were thinking. They're like, you're gonna kill this asshole. Anyway, I go up and they jump out and they look at it, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, guys, I'm sorry, man. I'm late. I'm a drummer. I'm on my way to a fucking audition. If you want to pull over, I don't have much money, but I'll give you what I got. The guy's like, get the fuck out of here. Go get your truck fixed, he says.
Yeah.
I went on my way, and I was so glad that they didn't peel me out of the car and beat me senseless like, the riots of LA or something, because they didn't have to cut me a pass, man. I mean, they handled it really very cool. And I ended up going to the audition, and I could have gotten the gig, but I didn't want it. It was one of those gigs I just like the band were all kind of nodballs. I don't know what I'd call them, but yabos is what I was trying to say.
Well,
Just one,
sometimes you go in a room and it's like you don't know till you're there and you feel the vibe because like for me,
right,
like if I'm not relaxed with the people I'm with, I'm
right,
not going to be my best self. And
no,
I already know that because
right.
I already know that like, when you really want like music to flow, you have to be
You
open. You
can't
have
be
to
thinking.
be
That's right. You can't be thinking about making it flow. You just gotta have it flowing.
that's
Sometimes the
right.
pump needs to be primed. It's like, okay, I
Yeah.
agree. Playing in front of like a hostile crowd, or like
Or with
opening up for,
hostile bandmates who are like
oh,
toxic,
oh. So
Like,
we'll have to trade toxic stories one day when we have some time. We're just screwing around off air. 'Cause
yeah,
life is full of funny moments, man. Like really funny.
yeah, yeah.
I can't say. Some are so funny they would be great bits, but I don't kiss and tell, and
No, I mean, seriously,
you
these
know,
last couple weeks have me frazzled. Like
I kind of
like
could tell. I could just tell from the distance. I was like, man, I know you go. I knew what's going on behind the scenes, and I was just like, oh no, mother fruger. It's like,
yeah,
okay, bands will kill you, man.
yeah.
They'll either kill you or they'll give you superhuman strength.
It
I
usually
almost,
gives me superhuman strength. I just
me
need to
too.
push through it. I just
Yeah, I just get a little quieter than I normally am
Yeah,
and push
yeah.
forward. 'Cause my usually ebullient personality, when it's trouble, I just kind of just quiet down and I just abide. I don't
Yeah.
I don't encourage yay, nay. I try to just be myself and be as polite as I can and be a professional, which,
Yeah, exactly.
that's about all you
Exactly.
can do. And sometimes in this life, I don't care how long you've been doing it, how many years or how little. Some nights you're just gonna have a sucker night. When that happens, you got to be
Yeah.
tough. Can't be some, lily clutch your pearls. Or we came up with a new version.
Well, I got to
Clutch,
ask you something, Neil. Let's
yeah,
say and this is funny. I'm going to put this out there because like this is you know, this will give you an idea of the point that I was pushed to. All right.
okay,
I had a drummer ask me, right? Like after being like micromanaged and seeing how people were being mistreated, and
Oh,
yeah, after I see like what's going on, and I keep
right.
shit to myself. And this is one of the things that when the shit came out of my mouth, I was like, man, that's brutal. But but you'll appreciate it because you're a drummer, right? After like telling me how much shit I am, and critiquing me, he goes, what do you think of me as a drummer? You think I'm a good drummer? And I go, well, it sounds like your limbs are gonna fall off. And I started off with that, let it sink a little bit. Bam, bam, bam. Because you don't do that. And I've said this before, a band is only as good as the drummer, for God's sakes. Like, and the thing is, I know where my downfalls are. My number one downfall is my attention span. Bam.
Me
So
too.
if
Wow.
yeah, yeah, it's shocking, shocking.
You thought
Woo!
yours was bad until you met me. And you're like, oh my God, this guy's got 32.5 second attention span, which reminds me, we are already almost at half past the hour. Can you believe this? Look at that.
Wow.
It's just like
Yeah.
blowing by, but I'm glad because that's fun. And our audience is trying to watch us on Facebook. So it doesn't look like there's anybody here, but if they click the link, it'll show, they'll be able to see it, but we won't see the counter here on YouTube, I don't think. So I've been posting it afterwards, but they can still, if they're out there, they can just click on it and be here with us. And if not, people, we missed you in this ad
Yeah,
hoc
we're gonna have
arrangement.
to set up something where send out like multiple invites or something and just see who shows up.
Yeah,
That.
especially on YouTube is hard. I've almost got to the point where I'm going to hire a company that's going to get us up over a certain threshold where we can
Uh huh.
start have like our own advertising and crap. So it's like I'm so tired of just limping it along here. I got to do what I did last time. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, so I found somebody who does. And I think when I was out on the road, I met a company that can. What I'll do is I'll hire them and use them to learn as much about what they do, so that I can learn how to do some elements of it myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Farm out the stuff I can't do, like artwork and things,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yet have.
Exactly.
I don't mind paying good artists. So if you're an artist and you're out there and you want to help out with the new rebranding of Live with Neve, we got to get somebody who can do a cartoon of us. I think I want a cartoon of both of us in our glory, all of our glory. We'll have to figure out. And people know you're not getting any state of nature. There's no Mandy centerfold or Neve, you know,
Well,
cowboy.
everything has its price, Neil.
That's true,
Everything
though. You're
has its
right.
price.
Remember that, people. When you're dealing with us, everything's open to negotiation. Show me the Benjamin. Did we just like basically whore ourselves out to the masses? I think so.
I,
But you know
I'm
what?
at such a
I,
weird place in my life. You know.
right now, getting some bad notoriety or something like just saying the wrong thing and blowing up to take all the headlines away from like the fuckery and just have like
Yeah.
something we could do some absurd joke on the air. We should have done it for April Fool's Day. But we'll have to ponder that for something in the future when things are so gloomy out there. That we do something that's just really fucked up, different, and funny.
Yeah.
Even just by the standards of our fans that we have. There's roughly 4 or 5 thousand oddballs around the planet who really dig the show and send in, messages occasionally that are cryptic at times and sometimes full of fun. I wonder what's happened to our the young guys of the Neve Young Men's Executive Training Program. Remember the guys with the music?
Yeah.
Uh,
You should follow up with them.
we got to see what they're up to now. The one kid has his own show here in Philly. He's doing a
Hmm.
sportscasting type thing. It's like a podcast.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
he's a smart, he's a smart. You can see him. He's a smart, young, ambitious cat, and
Uh.
he knows his shit about sports. So the difference between him and I is I know so little about sports that I just don't give a crap. I've been a musician. And the only sports
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
ever did was like playing them. Baseball, football, swimming, wrestling, but only playing them really gets me excited. Watching
Yeah.
a bunch of
Yeah.
other guys.
Watching him is just like, eh.
It's
Yeah.
even like golf. That's a game I could probably get into because I have basically really good eye-hand coordination stuff. I can throw a ball like and hit things pretty well, but it's sort of like a 6-inch rototom. You get it.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of eye-hand coordination. Like I tried to learn to juggle because it helps, when you're playing
Yeah.
drums, you can juggle sticks and stuff. But I was gonna hit myself in the head, so I stopped doing it. It's like just worry about the groove. Enough with all that
Yeah.
ball.
Anyone ever tell you it sounds like your limbs were falling off? No, right?
No, no,
No,
no,
no way.
hell no, no. Some things have to remain shrouded in the secrecy of
No,
fatherhood.
you know,
There's,
and it's fun. When I tell people that story, it's like, or like this is. I don't mean to be like that, but it's like I have a really fucked up sense of humor, you know, and it's
that's why
like
we love you. I
it's like,
mean,
and I'm a genuinely nice person. Like, for me to tell
yeah,
you that, like, I've been having
well,
problems with you for a while, but I've been being cool with you, you
right.
know?
The cool list has left the fucking building an hour ago, and there's no fucks left to be given. And
Yeah,
it,
just,
it, it can get pretty ugly sometimes, for sure. Life is hard, man, and
yeah.
it's
And then
harder if
when
you're
you have like a
stupid.
5'1" elf telling you this, it's like
You know what?
sometimes
The thought
it's
to me,
offsetting, I'm sure.
it sounds like you're not. You're fairly diminutive in stature. You're not. When we first met, I was like, oh my god, I feel like a big Cro-Magnon man or something because I didn't realize. Just knowing you, you seem larger than life on the TV. I figured you're like some 6 foot Amazon woman, but you are a fierce redheaded woman, and I like the fact you don't take any bullshit in the band, and it's like at the same time, like you said, you have a really sick sense of humor, and I think that's the best way in life to avoid getting angry, too angry. Like this 5'1" dwarf, the poor, the poor guy. He's really. We should try and help him out, get him into the international dwarf circus or something. Shoot him out of a cannon, have him doing flips and backflips, and
I'd like to be shot out of a cannon. Like, those are the sort of things, like, I'm like,
I'd
things
do
like
that.
that could be kind of fun. If it was like into a ball
Absolutely.
pit.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. They have the whole net thing going on. I'd probably do that.
Yeah, they should
Skydiving's
have
fun.
that. They
Yeah,
have like
that
you
we'll make
could
it
go
part of a show.
skydiving.
I'd like to have it a show at a concert where they, in the middle of the show, like Pink used to have this thing she'd fly all around the stadium on.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
instead of that, have like these huge nets, and you can like launch the drummer over the drum set into the front row of the audience, or
Seriously.
actually into the 100th row even.
Yeah,
That would
yeah.
be bad as shit. Talk the
Yeah, cuz you
ultimate
guys never
spinal
get
tap.
to move. You're
No,
in your pen. You never get
exactly.
to,
And then
like, you
and the
move
real
this,
bad
but
people, they put us in the cage with glass and
yeah, and
anything
then
that
that's it.
comes.
Then
It's like
we
I'm
like
in
we
there.
throw shit at you.
Yeah,
Make sure
open my
you're
mouth, they're
alive.
throwing Thorazine in my mouth.
Yeah,
It's like,
we take care of the drummers just enough that you keep the beat going.
they feed them chicken heads and shit. It's like the geek at the surface, the circus. Live with me sideshow. I'm the midway. Yes, you'll be amazed. She walks, she talks, she crawls on her belly like a reptile. She beats the monkey and spanks the crowd. Yes, welcome to
Nice.
Live with Me. I think we've got a tagline anyway. I don't know.
Nice.
So cheers. I think we're off to our new start on the sideshow circuit.
Woo!
Woo!
Product placement.
Product placement, man. Yeah, you had mine's for Yeti cups because I want you guys to give me a shit pile of money and a bunch of the cups.
I'm
And
going right to the
coquina.
top.
Yeah, baby.
Mine's way less bougie.
Hey, listen, we'll take anybody's money. Remember, it's like what do they need us to do?
That's
We
right.
solve
Anything has its
problems, people.
price.
Remember that, folks. You got problems, we'll solve it. It's like
Check
that.
out
What's
the
that
hook
guy?
while the DJ revolves it. Yeah.
Yeah, right. He's got a kangaroo, and it's I messed it. Yeah, what's his face? Vanilla Ice has a kangaroo or a
Oh,
wallaby. It's
really?
about
Like, as a pet?
4 feet high. Yes, and it
Nice.
gets loose all the time though, down in Kendall or wherever the hell he lives in Miami Shores maybe.
Yeah.
But these fuckers like, they can be aggressive. They get cranky
Yeah, they
sometimes.
can.
You
That's why they
kick
got
the
the,
shit out of
and
them.
they kick. They got the muscles. That's not a joke.
Yeah, so his gets loose periodically, and I'm thinking I'd like to do a parody song for Weird Al that is like about, got the DJ it, revolve it, and he
See,
can
that's
start the
what
whole.
we should really come up with some parody songs. I
I think
think,
that's a good idea, and we should come up with some sick commercials. I think that would be like sick as. Here's one I hate. I hate the Lume Dio commercial. Does your crotch, ass, and armpits stink like the sun
This
in
shit
a
in
cow
there.
pen? It's like, do you just have fucking cats chasing your car down the street? Birds flocking the house? Do you have vultures circling in the trees at your home at dusk every night? Wake up in the morning to vulture shit on your roof. They're looking
It's
in the windows at
crazy.
you when you fucking wake up in the morning. Well,
Yeah,
you may
yeah.
have problems, but Lume Dio, you can
Oh man.
plaster that up there under the armpits, even drummer proof. I do. I coat my whole body in it. I slather myself with it, people.
You
I
put them
smell
on
like
all your limbs because they're
on
not
all my
falling
limbs.
off.
Oh, they're all going to be clean and fresh, like a snowflake. Yes, I'm a very big fan of good hygiene. I think that's important for a polite and tolerant society. Hygiene's a big one,
But
people.
seriously,
Before you
like,
tell me you have a pronoun, make sure that you bathe well, have good hygiene. You've
yeah,
got a breath mint handy if kind of got a rough breath to handle. But these little tricks you learn from singing with people over your lifetime. You learn that before you pop out to do a duet with somebody, how about you pop a mint? So if you do happen to have eaten a taco like an hour before,
just in case,
just
because
in
you don't
case.
want, yeah.
Because boy, it's so hard too when they get close and somebody's like really foul. It's like,
Fuck. It's like,
oh my God,
fuck.
like you know, the
That's
guy.
happened to me before. And
Oh,
it's
no,
like,
me
and
too.
I'm like, why is this happening?
It's like, I can't get away if I can get three more lines. It's gonna have to me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Give me a barf pill. Man, it's
And then
funny.
it like stays on the mic. Like, I
Oh,
can't.
but
I
I love it
can't.
when somebody comes up and they want to like use my mic, and I'm like, no, we have a mic
No.
for special guests. It's like you want to
What?
use. I mean, you could, you've asked the singer if you could borrow a fucking vibrator, you asshole. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, really, who you fucking think you are?
Seriously,
You
though.
can always tell who asked
Seriously.
somebody who's a professional to use their
It's,
fucking vocal mic. Unless it's somebody who's like ties on. It's like if you came out to my gig and sang on my mic, I wouldn't give a shit. But some Waldo walks up off the street and says, I want to sing and play your
y-
drum kit. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
yeah.
If I know the guy and
Yeah.
they're friends and but there's so many dolts out there who don't ever get to play and they come out and they're like, can I play your kit? And then I'll be like, no, because I don't have to sit here all night and have you tell me how great your kit is and why, I'm a shitty drummer and why you should really take over the band, I think.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
like I mean, I'm a very friendly guy, but every once in a while you get one of those just a dickhead. And I'm glad I hope I wasn't like that when I was 25. I mean, I was a really hot wired guy, as Charlie would say. But I was nice to our fans always. I mean,
Yeah.
they were nice to me too, I gotta tell you. The books and weed and all kinds of shit people give you. It's kind of a
Yeah.
nice thing to have
Yep.
fans who are nice people. And
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
true. That's one thing I miss. That's different about when you're doing original music. Like that's what I've done ever since before I came to New Jersey. So it's like
right.
it's a
It's,
different vibe. It's like people you get fans like that. It's like you get connections you don't normally get because it's like
right.
you're pouring out your soul in a different way. The connections are different, you
It
know?
it is, and people will really empathize if you written a song if they're sitting there and they kind of remember the lyrics after the first time they've heard it. Like they're just like, oh, I just love this song.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm the drummer, and I'm like, I have 150 songs to pick from tonight. I don't even know which song we did last set because we just have an ongoing. Like we used to pull them out of our tail, and one band doesn't. But like we had a list, but it's like the show. We don't have any dead hard fast rules here. We have guidelines,
Yeah.
and we try to remain within the guidelines. And I even do too, even though I fail sometimes. I try to contain my vocabulary. Occasionally, it gets out before I can, and that makes for the R rating. So people, if you're, the R rating and a stray curse word or an F bomb, if it really makes you feel bad, I don't know, man. Just I'll do my best for you, but
You're gonna have to fuck off. Huh?
you might have to just fuck off and not be here if you don't like it. I mean, it's somebody who we're going to try to sell the show to, right? I could see sitting down with, Cirrus, and I'll have that in the first freaking thing.
Yeah.
Have somebody on the phone, we just really blast them to fuck off. It's like the
You're gonna have
complaint
to fuck
department.
off. Huh?
Maybe I just don't really give a shit, and I didn't ask you, so like, why don't
Yeah,
you go buy us a
exactly.
beer? Go buy me a beer while you're at it, and a hot dog, and a bag of chips. Get the
Yeah.
fuck out of here. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool how many great people in general you meet when you're out. I mean, the whole time down south with Gene, I ran into a bunch of really just good, friendly people.
Yeah.
They're a little different up down south than they are here in the sense that they're much more polite,
You know, cordial, like the cordial kind of
cordial.
polite. Yeah, yeah, like
Yeah,
it's like I know what you're talking about because
slowed
like the,
down a little bit. Things
yeah,
are a little slower, and the people are really nice.
yeah,
Men and women are all polite and friendly. I
yeah.
didn't run into any real dickheads the whole time I was there. And then the high point of it was the producer's house. We went up to the mountains. His folks have a place up in the middle of the
Ding
Smokies.
ding 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 ding.
Yeah, so I felt that way. I was starting to get sweaty and shit as we're driving up the hill on the switchbacks, kind of like tucking. I'm doing the Silence of the Lambs thing, thinking I might have to get in damn, what is it, put the lotion in the basket or something. It's getting scary up here. Or it's like that movie, Lost Turn, Wrong Turn. Most
I,
horrible,
I don't know
it's the most
that.
horrible, uh, like slasher flick out there ever.
Oh
Like these people
no.
get out of the
Oh
road, and it's like all these fucking inbred hillbillies come
yeah,
out of the
yeah.
woodwork. There
Oh,
were several times,
that sounds so familiar. You
yeah.
know.
And then there's another
Yikes.
one called The Cabin in the Woods, which is another
Oh, that's bad.
that gave me nightmares, man.
Me too. I still can't get over it. That honestly irked
That
me
was
to
so
like my soul.
disturbing.
That yeah, I
Yeah.
get like right now. I get like a let's
It
forget
gets you
about that. Whatever
icky.
goes. Bye bye. Bye
Oh,
bye.
excuse you.
I,
Yeah.
ugh.
And
It's
so all of
yeah.
you folks who are out there, we're giving you things to think about. Because if you're not looking at the show live, you miss out on all the real scatological and juvenile humor, and then coupled with some bad words that we find funny at times. But I think I'm going to start doing the show more of a Dick Cavett vibe. Hello, Mandy. How are you today? Yes.
Well, you know what? I think we should go with sending a bunch of invites, see who shows up, and pop them all on the screen, and
I
it'll be
love it. You
you
know
know.
what? Next time, what we'll do, here's how we do it. Next time we do a show next week, we'll put out the invites and I'll get somebody really good for next weekend, afternoon show. And we'll send out emails to everybody we know, emails or because you can only do so much automated, but we'll just send out a blast to anybody who would be interested. We don't have to send it to our mother-in-law, or anything like that, but people out there, be careful. Remember, your family may be irreparably scarred from our witty repartee. It could be really like bad news. And, we're just here to keep you entertained. And remember, if we haven't offended you yet,
We
we'll get
will.
to you.
Oh yeah.
We will. Sure as
That's
shit.
right. That's right. We're going for you.
We're watching now. Remember, people, you're never alone with a schizophrenic. And, I don't know. Let me think of what other witty witticisms. We've got about 10 minutes. It's 4:40. I've got to run a commercial because our peeps do. If you guys in music out there, buy ads. Like listen to this great ad, okay? Now, where is he? I've got to find my main man. Now, this guy, Carl Wilkinson, I'm pitching the hell out of him because he's hired me to work on the new record. So, of course, he's getting, a little more than the average treatment here. But this could be you. You might already be a wiener.
There's some changes headed like the Gulf Stream rising, like some gale that's been blowing off this wild bird island shore. And I can't say where, and I don't know when.
CarltonJWilkinson.com.
Some door's been opened in the restless shade.
And here we go. That's not all.
Poor man sagging cigarette takes the subway home. Rich man folding old regret steps on the rundown below.
Yeah, and we're back. That's right, for another exciting, fun-filled, and thrill-packed adventure.
That's
So
right.
we're going to be doing new things in the new year, people. We're going to get Mandy's shooter out of a cannon. We're going to have magic shows. We're going to have all kinds of dog and pony shows. We're going to have it all, people. If you haven't seen it yet, you'll see it here. I guarantee you. We have
That's
some
right.
fun and new adventures. And as always, if you people have friends, family, If they have severe emotional disturbances, just don't send them our way. And if they do,
Yeah, we have enough of
then
those.
we have
Uh,
enough like of those
yeah,
cases already, and we're kind
yeah.
of backed up. I wanted to, while we're sitting here, hold on a minute, peeps. I've got one thing I wanted to comment on that I had just picked up. Where is it? Yes, here we go. People, a lot of you, I'm not getting paid to do this either. This is a excellent book. It is called The Creative Act, A Way of Being. It's written by the one and only Rick Rubin, producer, mensch, and
Nice.
all around cool guy.
Uh-huh.
I've just gotten into it and started reading it, but it's got a lot of ideas if you're stuck. Um, he looks at things a little different than a lot of people, and it can be if you're creative out there. I'm just getting into it, but I've already gotten ideas where I went, man, there's times I could have thought that would have helped in a problem. Like this is just failure. It's the information you need to get where you're going. Because when you fuck up and fail, you get it hurts. I mean, anybody who's a performer
Some
knows.
people just can't get up from that.
And when it
You
hurt, when
know?
somebody like fires you and they say you suck, when you know you don't, you just had it was a bad adventure or whatever. You
Yeah.
know, it hurts. And another, like, I'm gonna go another random chapter. Try everything. Be my addition to this, people, is be like me. Go into child mode. Think of yourself as a 15-year-old kid. Just sing the music. Think about how you fucking first heard a song that just made your head go, holy cow, I can't believe it's like the first time you heard Dark Side of the Moon if you're an older person. Or if you're some young putz, the first time you heard Justin Bieber, I'm sure you got all stingy and tickly. Um, for the rest of us, there's
Eh,
Led Zeppelin and Iron
yeah.
Maiden and all.
Yeah, for the rest of us,
Steely
there's the good shit.
Dan is the good shit. The abundant mindset. That's a fact because people, I'm going to tell you this, when you go into a club and you're trying to get a gig and you look like you're scared of your freaking shadow, don't
That's
walk
me.
in as this emotional support animal
I
and
hate
like
it.
whine about your dyspepsia, okay?
Yeah.
Just go in there telling you the best rock and roll band in the
Yeah,
world.
you
You look them right in the eye and say, we're going to fucking come in here and blow your face out. We're going to sell a shit pile of drinks. And I have the Swedish bikini team. I'm the captain. So they're coming in every Friday with it when we play here.
I need lessons on that. Like lessons on hype talk because it's like I you know, like that's what I need. Is I
You know,
you know,
cold calling is the most fun and most terrifying thing at the same time because you can
I
either,
hate it.
it can be like the biggest. But let me tell you something. Having been in sales for a long time and being a professional salesman, which I wasn't always, it took a long time to get to that category where you can make a living without having a salary. You fucking sing for your supper, man. And that's the thing. A lot of salesmen kill themselves and jump off of buildings. And, Black Friday comes, that song by Steely Dan, perfect example.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing with booking gigs. Do whatever it takes to get the gig. And I don't mean be, well, let's just say this. It's like guidelines. That's why sometimes the Ten Commandments are okay, but there's probably a couple missing that says if you're trying to book your band, a little white lie isn't really going to hurt. For
Well,
example, one thing I did was I called the club as my friend. My buddy who kept telling me he was going to get me booked there kept flaking us off. So one night I saw him when he
you
played there.
impersonated him. Good for you.
I did. I imitated his voice, and I called up the guy who owned oh, what was that place called? It was a little tiny sandwich shop, not Terracita. It was in Ybor City, Florida, which is the entertainment district. And it'll come to me that it was right on the corner, and the corner it was like a very busy 22nd Street and 7th Avenue, which is like the party district. It's like going to New Orleans, where all the clubs and crazy people are running amok.
Yeah.
And it's like that kind of neighborhood. And there was glass on each side of me. And behind me, I don't know why, but I just have that effect on people sometimes. These young ladies would come up and they would put their tops up and press their tits against the window behind me, like four of them, two to the right, two behind me. And of course, I'm a man. I just kind of have to take a look. I'd be like, "Hi, girls, how are you?" Anyway, it was the crowd seemed to enjoy this little ritual. And the first time it happened, I just got to tell you, we were all cracking up so much. It was just like you don't expect that to happen.
Yeah.
I'm actually getting red when I say this. I'm looking on TV. I'm laughing because it was so funny to me at the time. I'm
Yeah.
literally reddening up. You can see it. I like look out and there's like it's kind of startling, you know.
Them there's boobies.
Like movies, wow, look at that. There's 6 of them. So, oh my God, there's 8. I'm gonna go into overload. I'm like Austin Powers, man. When you met the fembots and they all blew up. That's how my head, my
I'm not
brain
good
was.
at math, but that's at least two
Yeah,
girls.
that was it, man. But the best part of the story is at the end. Like I remember 2 years later, that first time I called him, I booked almost a year of bookings because I
Uh huh.
said, "Well, I got you on the phone. Why don't we like book? I got my calendar. Let's book through the end of the year," and we did. So I had
Hmm.
a solid gig every week. Speedy Brown's just came to me. I was trying to think of the name of that club,
Nice.
and they had the best Cuban sandwiches in Tampa. And the audience, it was like one of these little dive bars that fucking packed with everybody. Like all of us musicians would run each other's gigs on break and hang out
Yeah.
for a minute, or sit in real quick and then run down the street. Ybor City was a really fun party place to be. There was clubs everywhere, and in those days, lots of bands, original bands, cover bands, pretty much anything you could find. It had a great scene, and then the DJ era started. Of course, that changed the whole dynamic of entertainment. And
Yeah.
not for me. I'm not going to go pop a bunch of ecstasy and go dance to trance. Call me boring and old, but that'd sound like fun to me. I'd rather go out on the boat and drive fast and eat dinner out on the ocean or something. That sounds like that's a worthy endeavor. But
Yeah.
dancing on ecstasy with trance music, just been there, done that once. Can we get that? Here, give me some more of that St. Joseph's baby acid. What is that
No,
shit?
I've never done that, and I'm
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I have an
You know
addictive
what?
personality. I keep my
I'll tell you
my
this. You probably wouldn't get addicted to that crap though, because it's so just like stupid.
yeah,
It's like
and yeah, I
it's
don't like
really.
that. Some people like that.
I
I
didn't
don't
like
like
it
that
either,
feeling.
and
I like
I
to be
haven't.
in it and hyped up. Like
Right.
that's more me. Is like
I did it and felt like it was disappointing, and I didn't quite get what all the fuss was about.
yeah,
But that's just me. I tend to just like what I like. I don't do any kind of drugs anymore, except I legally smoke marijuana. But to me, all the other shit, it's just anything that's not like natural part of like nature itself. You have to start moving molecules and like all
I
those,
agree. I
you
agree.
know, it's something you might just
Shrooms
hit
get my
and
okay. Weed gets my okay. You
yep.
know,
I
it's
like I said, a little bit of mushrooms or something. Go ahead, knock yourself out. But any chemical is bad, and I just got to say. And then there's some people who just, folks, don't try it at home, okay?
don't.
Some of
Yeah,
you are not
just don't.
wired for like doing anything other than a nice, quiet life. You can go to work
Yeah,
at the post office and get
you
up, have
know.
6 pair of
Yeah,
tidy whities and an extra pair for Sunday that are red for if you're lucky, you'll have marital relations on that one day a week, and life will be good. And remember, guys, Neil's advice: if you have a girlfriend, do not buy white underwear. Young men, learn this lesson well. No woman wants to go see your nappy ass skid mark from across the room when you throw that fucker on the floor. It's, it's just too horrifying to even imagine. I'm
yeah,
just warning you guys. You'll that some girlfriends, that's a killing offense. I mean, seriously, and it should be. You know, go put that shit in the hamper, you fucking slob. I mean, what can I tell you? My advice for happy lives as you go forward in the future, whether it's roommates, wives, boyfriends, whatever, don't leave your skid mark in the bathroom.
yep.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
Confucius said that. Yeah, sorry.
I think that's a very important. It's like from the Red Foxes, wash your ass before you
Yeah,
do anything. Book of comedy. What's wrong with you, boy? Wash your ass. You have half the problem you got. Yeah. What do I know? I'm actually sparkling fresh. It's been a beautiful day. I took my monthly bath, and
congratulations.
yeah, I feel all clean and fresh as a daisy, man. I'm telling you what, it smells good. Actually, what's going to smell good tonight is eating some good dinner. I think Some days you just want to go buy a big fucking pizza. I think that may just have to be what I stuff into my gut all week
Nice.
long, be eating very healthily, and I'm ready to like eat half a box of chocolate or something and have it down on a pizza. So much for that diet. Kill it in one day. Oh my God. What do they call it? I'm a binge eater. Remember, it used to be great to be a binge alcoholic. Now, well, I'm not even
No,
fat.
no, 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 no. It's never great to be that.
No, 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 none of the binging and purging shit. People, if you've ever had anybody with that problem, it's not, you don't even make any jokes about it because God, I never knew what that was all about. And when I found out, I met a person in an apartment building I lived with.
Yeah,
And when I first met her, I thought she must be really sick with cancer or something.
yeah.
And that's part of this story to everybody. Is this young lady, if you saw her now, she went back to school. She got over her bulimia and whatever they call that, bulimia and the other kind of it. I forget what they call it. There's two types of that.
Anorexia?
Anorexia, the other eating disorder. Uh, it was really awful, but she got her crap together, and now she went back to school. She's like maybe in her 20s, like I'm guessing 25 or something.
Hmm.
And my girlfriend and I, when we were first dating, met her and kind of got her out of some trouble. I'll just leave it at that. The guys who think they can like, demand things for like rides and shit. I just said, oh no, that doesn't work. That's like not going to happen in our neighborhood, period.
Yeah,
The guys were being very abusive, and I'll just say they learned some manners, and they actually have much improved social relationships with women. They
that's
understand how to
good.
talk to them, treat them well, and not do shit that could get them trouble in life later
Yeah,
down the line. Some people are just assholes, but you know what? It's great that we're not, and we got so many people who usually watch the show with us. Like I miss our fans in this YouTube thing because I always see it, or they email me later and say, "Well, weren't you on the show today?" I'm like, "We were on the show. I posted the links. Mandy posted the links. No, I couldn't got it. I have to pay to use YouTube." I don't
ah,
understand. You don't have to pay to use YouTube, guys. You have to pay us nothing. It's free, man. It's not like Bruce Springsteen charging $800 a ticket, man. I would posit that you get more fun with us. You don't have to fight through the crowd. Come over here. We'll burn some weed, put some beer kegs up. We'll have our own. We can play every god awful Bruce Springsteen song you've ever wanted to hear. Have drunken sing-alongs. Bruce
nice.
Springsteen fans. I mean, you can either do that or you can go to the concert for $800 a seat. Now, I've done one of those back in the Born in the USA tour, and it was killer. I will just tell you, 1983, and that tour lasted 2 years. And I saw them left a gig in the middle of the night and drove to Miami. Got
Yeah,
there, and the sun came up and partied all day. And I don't know, I felt like it was a Kiss song. I rocked and rolled and partied every day.
that was
Wonderful.
that.
But
Yeah.
Bruce kicked ass. I'll say this: that show he played for 4 hours in the old Gators state, not Gators, Miami Dolphins, Dolphin Stadium. That was a toilet of a stadium too. Nowadays they're all built, but I don't even get me going on football. All of our fans will hate me or the show even worse. No, I'm kidding because I'm just not. I don't get that like into the whole football thing. I love it if our team wins and I'll support it and be excited, but
Yeah, I don't
I
give
just
two shits.
it doesn't do much for me unless it's like watching golf. I can't imagine being relaxed enough personally because like I have about 5 books to read. Like this one, every time I pick it up, I end up like losing an hour of time and just being like really out there reading Rick Rubin. Like, man, he's a smart guy, and it's weird because he's just like I thoughts of the productive process that we all have, however our workflow is, like how you write a song or how you typically do things. Came up with so many like what I call them potential log tie jam breakers, like where you're stuck and you just need a different. It's like reading Brian Eno's book.
I want to read that because that's really that I know exactly what you're talking about because like I mean I think a lot of creative people have a ton of stuff that's like it's almost done. You know
Right.
what I mean? Or there's like it's always like sitting back there and it's kind of like hounding at you and you're like I kind of
I
want
have
to
books full of that. I have like literally little notebooks that I've written
yeah.
tons of songs on, and they go back 10 years, like at least. A lot of that
Yep.
stuff I lost is like a past life. A lot of the recordings, videos, and books in my last divorce went bye bye. So, but there's always tomorrow. In fact, I was talking to a young lady today who wants to start a project, and she doesn't really know how to begin. She's a songwriter.
Hmm.
And I said, well, how do you? And I listened. She's got 6,000 followers on her YouTube page. She's
Hmm.
effective. She's got the, she's figured out the marketing of how to get numbers on Facebook very
Well, that's
well.
great because
It
that,
is.
that's a struggle for a lot of people.
It is. It's a struggle for us or anybody else out there trying to
Yeah.
make it. And then if you split your venues, you could, like we could be on just one channel. That would get everybody focused. Or you go out. I tried. I thought blanket everything that we can,
Yeah.
every channel. But she was asking about. She doesn't is innocence of the songwriter. How do you write a song? She said to me, and I said, well, like if a songwriter gives me lyrics, I'll sit down with my drum kit and I'll read the lyrics and see what comes to mind.
Hmm.
Especially if it's a person who doesn't like have any musical training and they just wrote some nice words.
Yeah.
And like her song titles, one of them was like "These Eyes Are Only for You" or something like that. It was just a perfect love song title. It was like totally. I could just see making this into a glorious big ballad in the middle of the big drums. That big bombastic thing. And you never know. But I was telling her, for me, I just sit down and listen to the song and sing along in my head and try and make it fit the rhythm that I'm thinking of. Like
Yeah.
I'll sing it, see how the cadence is. Like when you're trying to do a rap thing,
Yeah.
you got to figure out
Like every I know what you're saying because like
like
words
you're
have.
writing it out and you're trying to write out like the time you put a split. Like I'll put it. This is two segments or two syllables.
Yeah.
I have all
Yeah.
my little shorthand for vocal things. And
And
if
it's
somebody
funny.
looks at it, what is this? It's like, oh, that's why I have to do it three things. If there's a point up, it
Yeah.
means I go normal, then up one, and then down. It's like it's a piece of sheet music. It's just highlighting the only part I forget, like haven't got
Yeah.
totally nailed yet. But it was fun because I love seeing young, enthusiastic people. I mean, she's not young by a stretch, but she's a person who's got a life, loves to write, has written some books of poetry and stuff. And so I said, well, send me your poems. I'll just try and give you some rhythms that you can take them back. Or like when I'm working on the record next week, maybe I'll have Carl throw a piano line down if he thinks of something that sounds nice. It's just,
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
explained to her how it's just like, we'll just sit around and throw something out. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, well, you don't,
Yeah.
just have a mutual conversation. Her lyrics, if they're really good, that's the biggest deficit I see in most of the songs that we get from people who we don't have on the show. Like they're just not quite ready yet. They're doing good, but like they're just not quite there. Like they might bomb, and you don't want to have somebody on before they're ready. And I mean, I don't like to be part of that. Like the whole Simon Cowell thing, where we have this big mile-long line around the building of desperate people, and the smell of desperation stinks outside. And I don't know. There's not very few of those people who have ended up with a long-lasting and stable musical career. There's very few exceptions.
Yeah. It's not
It's
really designed for that. Not at all.
no, and it's just that's not what music's about, in my opinion. Music's about getting down in the studio or the garage or the living room, learning your shit to perfection, and then going out and playing it and blowing people away. I mean, I'm old fashioned, I don't. I've heard all these bands now have auto tune on every vocal and shit. I'm like, that would irritate the shit out of me, you know.
Yeah.
But well, it's Friday. It's 5:01. I think we can get the hell out of here. Have a great
Happy
weekend.
Friday. Yeah. Happy weekend.
Yeah, and
Have a good
as
one.
far as any of the fuckers out there, any dwarf drummers, give him my card. He needs some manning up. We're gonna send him to the executive's 5'1" drummer program. We'll get rid of that pesky Napoleonic complex. We'll take care of all these things. Trust me, an hour with Dr. Neil, that boy will send him out of here cured. It's eternal salvation or triple your money back, fuckers. So bye bye everybody.
Bye.
See you next week.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're live with Neve.